So it's been a very, very hectic afternoon and morning. I'm obviously not even at Toy Fair, but everything has just been coming one after another. Just so much news. And we're going to go back and talk about SUPER7 real quick, Powercon stuff, just kind of flesh out what they have shown and revealed that I didn't talk about this morning. So did you hear Motu movie figures are coming? I mean, come on, that's still the best thing. Unless they show Thundercats, and Mattel has shown basically nothing so far, I think they've got a winner for me. But we've also gotten the reveals for the Powercon exclusives. So, and again, I'm going to be reading a lot of this off my phone. There is so much to talk about. I need a teleprompter, but you know, here we are. So we've got the Snake Troopers and Slamurai it's two Snake Troopers and one Slamurai, so a 3-pack of figures. We're getting a Slime Pit He-Man, and then we are getting a 12-inch She-Ra doll. That's like the She-Ra doll that was a San Diego Comic-Con exclusive a few years back. Again, those are all going to be Powercon exclusives. So really looking forward to those. I'm actually going this year for the first time ever, so that's exciting. You know, I had to change shirts because I'm so excited about all this Motu news. We do have a lot of new reaction stuff coming. So we've got more Masters of the Universe reaction. There's a ton of Modulocks on display there. He appears to have some modular pieces. We've got RoboCop, Beavis and Butthead, Transformers, Pee-wee Herman, more of the Iron Maiden, which are done in blind boxes, a lot of color variations, and then we've got more metal icons. So there's a Ghost, so a Papa, which I'm very excited about, Ozzy, Megadeth, and Motorhead. And they've also got a couple other interesting things. They have a very large, well not very large, 7-inch-ish style figure for Voltron that's on display, and they have yet to show anything, and I'm not sure they are going to. They have the TMNT license, and they have confirmed that they are going to be Motu Classic style figures. Frankly, I cannot envision that. They seem too human to me, but I'm very interested because Turtles are everywhere now, so NECA has them and are doing crazy things with Turtles finally, but SUPER7 has them. It's really, really weird, but I'm very much interested to see what they have to offer. Let's see, we've got new NECA stuff, so new stuff came about since this morning. They have showed off their 100th Predator, the Alpha Predator, which this guy just looks absolutely amazing. He's massive, tons and tons of detail. We've got our first shot of a 40th anniversary Alien figure. We've got the new Kenner Alien Wave on display out there. They are, surprisingly enough, restarting the old Kenner AVP line. So figures, he's just right here. Figures like this are coming back out, which is absolutely wild. That's very exciting for me. And then they've shown the newest stuff for the figures from the Predator movie. So we've got the Emissaries, we've got the naked lab fugitive Predator. Well, he's not fully naked, but you get the drift. And then we've got the fully armored Ultimate Predator on display. So tons and tons of new stuff. Not exactly as much stuff as I was expecting for Predator and Alien, but frankly, I'm very excited with what's coming regardless. Let's see, we've got more Power Rangers. Not tons more, but we do have official shots of the actual figures themselves. No more renders, just full shots posed on display at Toy Fair. So there's a lot of posability here. Details look fantastic. Lord Zed looks amazing. He's got so much wash. Tons of details, got the tubes that run down him, the energy effect, the whole 9 yards. So as you can tell, I'm very excited about that. They have already told us, well, we know what Wave 2 is going to be. That's MMPR Pink. We've got Beast Morphers Red. And then we have also got a couple other figures that I think are maybe not confirmed yet, but we do know that those two are for sure coming. I believe Magna Defender is also in that mix, but we know for sure that we're getting a GameStop exclusive Beast Morphers Yellow, and we got the MMPR Goldar figure that is up for pre-order right now on GameStop. So you can go ahead and get him right now, assuming he hasn't already sold out. But then Hasbro came and just kind of ran through the place. So this is where things get really, really hectic. So I've got basically a list of stuff. We're going to talk about them real quick, go through what was revealed, and as many pictures as I can throw up on screen, you're going to get them right now. So we have got Avengers Wave 1, which is Citizen V. A lot of this stuff still doesn't have full wave reveals, so no BAFs or anything like that. Some of those were still not shown. Likely going to be maybe movie related, because they said in-game stuff was not shown. Not shown in any capacity. So we've got Citizen V, Living Laser, Hercules, Nighthawk, and MCU Ebony Maw. And then there's an Avengers Wave 2 that's going to be Classic Loki, Beta Ray Bill, Union Jack, Rock Python from the Serpent Society, whew, that's a goofy looking figure, and MCU Shuri. Okay, so that's Avengers. We've got Spider-Man coming up. Spider-Man Far From Home is the new suit and the stealth suit. We've got Spider-Woman, that's Julia Carpenter classic Spider-Woman, the Doppelganger, which is reusing that awful 6-arm body, Hydro-Man, and a Scorpion that has a 14-inch bendy tail. That's amazing. That's just blowing my freaking mind right now. We have got some Walgreens exclusives coming. We've got the infamous Iron Man, which we already knew about. That's the Doctor Doom Iron Man mashup thing. I'm not familiar with him. And we've got a Black Queen Emma Frost, which is coming. So that's pretty exciting. I'm very interested in that one in particular. A couple Walgreens exclusives. A Corvus Glaive and Loki MCU 2-pack is coming. And then we've got some other Target exclusives that are already up. They are either up or went down at some point because they've been up most of the day at this point. A Kraven versus Spider-Man, and then we've got MCU Homecoming Spider-Man and the new MJ figure, not MJ Spider-Man. That's not a thing. So we already knew about those. We've got the 80 Years of Marvel. So this is 10 items for the fall. So we've got the first appearance of Wolverine with the classic Hulk, which I already showed yesterday or the day before or something, so we already knew about that one. We've got Juggernaut versus Colossus. So Colossus has got extra hands. There's a broken Juggernaut helmet to look like Colossus beat him up, so you can see Juggernaut's full face inside. Looks like he's got some extra parts in there as well. We have got the Age of Marvel, so Alex Ross style of stuff. Captain America with sculpted scales, and those are they're kind of a dark blue color almost, so not maybe a classic, but very Alex Ross style, which I'm perfectly on board for. Iron Man, and then we've got Thor. Thor is really interesting because it has the worthiness kind of script line emblazoned on the hammers. You can actually read that, which is pretty fantastic. We've got some movie 2-packs. So we've got Captain America, the First Avenger, POW Escape, and Peggy Carter, and that looks like it's going to be an Amazon exclusive. We've got a new Hela from Ragnarok. She has a different hair sculpt, different head sculpt, and she has a hand that will do the grabbing of the hammer kind of thing, so that's kind of neat. There's Scourge, and then Grandmaster, and Korg as well. And that Grandmaster is still blowing me away. Jeff Goldblum, everybody's going to want him. We've got some Infinity War Iron Spider figure, so this is one to kind of make up for what they couldn't do originally, so the one with the arms that are coming out the back. And then there's an Iron Man Mark 50 with floating cannons and hand blasters, and those look like they're going to be Target exclusives. Kind of the weird one, and one I'm not familiar with because I still haven't seen the movie, is the Ghost and Luis 2-pack from Ant-Man and the Wasp, which I think is pretty cool. I'm glad he's getting his due. He's a funny character, and then Ghost design just looks legit, frankly. Let's see, the real meat of everything, though, came when they started talking about my mutants. And you know exactly what we're going to talk about here. We're talking X-Men, we're talking X-Force, and we're talking some vintage style figures. So first up, we've got the vintage X-Men wave, long rumored, finally confirmed. So we've got the X-Factor Cyclops with the white and blue suit, which is my all-time favorite Toy Biz figure. Nothing beats it. We've got Silver Samurai, which, whew, I didn't expect that by any means. It looks fantastic. We've got the Dazzler, which is kind of done up in that 80s style. The video game look is how she looked in that X-Men arcade game as well. And then we've got Black Suit Wolverine from the comics. So if you're familiar with the four-issue miniseries of Wolverine from the 80s, it's the one where he's like fighting Silver Samurai on the cover. That's kind of what they're going for here. The head sculpt on this thing, while it looks kind of big in some of these pictures, I think this is easily the best Logan head sculpt we've ever gotten. It just destroys all the other ones. The detail is fantastic. And then we've got confirmation of the X-Force wave, which has a few oddball figures, but I don't really care. X is X as far as I'm concerned. So we've got Guardian, Boom Boom, Cannonball, Nightcrawler, and Mr. Sinister. So just kind of stew on that for a second. There's about 50 plus figures that were revealed. Some of these we obviously already knew, but this is a incredibly strong lineup that they're talking about here. Tons of mutants. The vintage figures for X-Men, they mimic the X-Men Toy Biz figure packaging perfectly. There is no issues there. I think they are absolutely stunning. I'm really blown away by those. That's going to be another set where I just have to have one to open and one to keep carded because I'm such a big fan of that Toy Biz era of figures. Not Toy Biz Legends, that was not my thing, but the 5-inch figures, and these just look beautiful. Then we moved on to Star Wars, and honestly Star Wars was a little bit of a letdown, and this is partially due to, well, it's not partially, it's 100% due to the whole Disney secrecy thing. So we have no new mainline releases for Black Series or vintage collection, and that's because apparently everything that they would have to show is going to break their NDA, where they cannot display that stuff because of the fact we've got Episode 9, The Mandalorian, and that new Fallen Order, is that what it's called? Video game coming up, the focus of the next Force Friday. We did get some reveals though. We got some news that's very important to me in particular. So we got word of what the Celebration exclusives are going to be, and there's going to be 2. So we're getting a Phantom Menace Obi-Wan, which just looks stellar. It honestly looks better than the figure arts to me. And we're getting a reissue of Maul. We knew Maul was coming. He's coming in Archive Wave 2. But what's special about these is that they come on vintage style card backs, just like the Celebration Luke from 2017 did, but these mimic the Phantom Menace, the red and black burst imagery, and they're holographic with foil. So yeah, that's amazing. They look absolutely stellar. I'm really excited about those for sure. We have got confirmation that we are going to be getting a 2020 vintage wave of Empire Strikes Back figures, just like we got the original 40th anniversary. So it'll be Empire's 40th in 2020. There's going to be another fan vote for an Empire character to be made as well. We also got confirmation of a little bit more news, as well as just official confirmation of the retro line, which went up and went out of stock on Target's website about it in an instant this morning, apparently. So I missed all 6 of those. But we got confirmation that Grand Moff Tarkin is coming. And that's a huge one just for retro, well, Kenner-style figure collectors. But what's interesting about this figure is that he's coming packaged in a re-release of the Escape from the Death Star board game. Talk about an obscure thing to do, but this is the kind of stuff that Star Wars collectors, myself included, absolutely eat up. I think it's a really cool idea. It's certainly fun, and frankly, they're going to get people to buy more than one because someone's going to want to keep it sealed, and then they've got to open it so they can get their figure. Well, frankly, you're going to need 3. 1 to open, 1 to take out so you have the carded sample, and then 1 to keep entirely sealed. So yeah, there you go. Kudos to you, Hasbro. And then we have got a reissue of the Vintage Collection Lando Skiff Guard figure. He's got fixed legs. There was an issue with the legs previously. It's going to be Walmart exclusive. We have got a 3-pack of Skiff Guards that are already up for sale on various retailers, Entertainment Earth, Dorkside, HasbroPulse.com, Vidane, Vizam, and Dolan. So we've got those 3 Skiff Guards that you can get. We've got a new Skiff vehicle itself that is in scale with the barge, $40 on sale right now, well, pre-order for Dorkside, all your major retailers that do online Star Wars stuff, Dorkside, BBTS, Entertainment Earth, Hasbro Pulse. There's going to be looks like a reissue maybe, or maybe a change-up of sorts to the Vintage Collection Jabba's Palace diorama as well. So this has like the dais, it's got Han and Carbonite, it comes with a Reese figure. So yeah, there is still quite a bit of stuff that has come out. And then the big one, well, it's the big one literally. It isn't necessarily the biggest piece of news, but we have gotten confirmation that the sail barge is en route to the US right now. Estimated ship date is the 4th of March, and they have figured out a way to get it to international buyers via some other channels, eBay, their eBay sales page, something like that. So folks are going to get an opportunity to get it. Interestingly enough, there is a page for the sail barge on Dorkside's website right now. When I checked it last, it was not for sale, but it just went up. It has the new sticker attached to it, so maybe they're going to be a vendor of some sorts. I'm not really sure how that's working since it was a pre-order Kickstarter type of thing to begin with, but I'm all for other folks getting it in their hands and not having to pay the absurd prices that people are charging for their pre-order on eBay. So is that enough? I mean, hopefully it is for now. I'm still most excited about the Motu movie figures, unless Mattel comes in and just absolutely knocks my socks off with Thundercats, and I don't think it's going to happen. So, I'll go sulk in my corner here shortly, but I am really excited about everything that we've seen. Hasbro is absolutely going crazy with Marvel Legends. I don't think they have any signs of stopping. Star Wars is a bit of a bummer, but I understand the reasoning why. I don't particularly like it, but I understand why we're not getting anything from them outside of what I just talked about. Then NECA's got a whole bunch of stuff coming, and SUPER7 still has a bunch of other cool stuff in the pipeline that isn't Motu related. I'm really, really curious to see what those turtles are. So that's probably it. I don't know if we're going to get too many more reveals, but if there's some crazy thing that comes along, I'll throw together a video. Let me know what you guys are most excited for at Toy Fair, what you've seen so far that has blown your mind, and I will catch you next time.